What's going on, everyone? The day is finally here. The Battle of LA. We've been waiting, counting this day down. This is the day that both LA teams will play, and the winner is very likely going to end the season as the fifth seed. So this has huge implications for both teams. Whoever loses this could very well end up falling into the seventh seed in the play-in. So the Lakers absolutely need this win, and this is arguably the most significant game ever between these two franchises. Many people are really talking about this, hyping it up, pumping it up, but it is with due, right? You have two organizations that have always kind of been on opposite sides. The Lakers have pretty much been this juggernaut for the duration of its franchise in LA, and the Clippers were, for the most part, these bottom feeders, and then they finally became this great team, and all of a sudden the Lakers, they're in rebuilding mode, and then we become the good team, and it's like, okay, now good, we have two teams in LA that are both going to be really good. You got LeBron James, AD, Kawhi, and Paul George, and they just were never able to get there through to injuries or just dropping the ball. The one year, the bubble year, it looked like that was going to be the day, and then the Clippers end up blowing a 3-1 lead, and it's just we've never had that opportunity. Now, this isn't the same thing as like a playoff series, but it's still one of the most important games for both of these franchises, right? As far as like their matchups together. So I need to see urgency. I need to see the Lakers come out and show the team that they really are. This is going to be a very good test. I don't think it's the be all end all, right? But it is something that is a really good indicator of where do we stand right now. Are we a team that can make this push? We're playing with house money. We are a team that there were questions 3 weeks ago if we were even going to be in the play-in, let alone have a real chance for the fifth seed, right? So it's awesome, and it feels like a win regardless, but it is going to be so disappointing if we lose this game, right? It is going to be so tough because the fifth seed. I know a lot of people are worried, oh, we're going to have to play the Suns. Bring on the Suns. I will take the Suns. The Lakers want all the smoke. Let's get it. I'd rather have that than the play. Just look at the turnaround. Imagine the story at the end of the season if we, make it to, then even if we win the championship, imagine that story. But imagine if we just got to like the second round of the playoffs and lost in like a tough 7 or something, right? Or let's say we did play the Suns and we did lose to the Suns in the first round. Yeah, it sucks. But I mean, we weren't even supposed to be there 2 months ago. It's a night and day turnaround, and we need all hands on deck. So we have the injury reports. This is according to Joe Von Buha. We got Mo Bamba, probable. DAngelo Russell, probable. And then Davis has been downgraded to questionable, and LeBron James is questionable. So that is interesting, right? Many people are worried and concerned. Is Anthony Davis and LeBron James going to play? There are reports everywhere on both sides. There are reports that say they aren't playing. There are reports that saying they are playing. Now, we don't know if they're playing until the game. They are literally a game time decision. So all the reports saying that they're not playing tonight don't know what they're talking about. Just like the reports that are saying that they are going to play don't know what to talk about. The fact that they are even going to be a game time decision tells you that at least they feel good, right? Because that's the big thing. Usually, they wake up, yeah, I don't really feel too good, da-da-da-da-da. This is going to be like, hey, let's talk to the doctors, let's have them looked at. Like, this is going to be a process, and then they're going to look at them. I expect Anthony Davis to play, personally, because Anthony Davis said he was playing in this game. We got the reports from the Lakers that said that Anthony Davis was going to play in the Jazz Clippers back-to-back. Granted, we went into overtime, so maybe that changes things, but they got to play. Got to have all hands on deck, right? This is a game where we need our two stars. LeBron, he's the real question, right? I know they're both listed as questionable, but LeBron is always questionable. Like he will always be questionable as long as through the rest of the season. Anthony Davis being taken to questionable That's not bad at all, right? Better that than him being listed out like we saw in the previous back-to-back with the Rockets, where we just knew immediately he was out. This game, there is at least question because he is a game-time decision. So that I do expect them both to play. I don't know. I don't know if they play and they play 40 minutes, but I think that they both play this game. I think that they both show up, at least be even if you don't start them. Right? Like, bring him off the bench if you have to. Right? If Mo Bamba's back, start that and play Anthony Davis and LeBron James. I'd rather play them, 25 minutes this game than anything. But if they're going to play and they're going to ramp up, they might as well just play. Because even LeBron himself has said, it's not the minutes that I play in the game, it's everything that goes into it. Right? It doesn't matter. Like, if I'm ready to go and I've done all the work to be game ready, I can play 40 minutes. And most players are like that. It's like, it's all the build up before the game. The game is the easy part. It's, exercising, working out, doing all your training, all that stuff, and then running, your sets, and then you get into the actual game, and it's like you've already. I mean, these guys are in full sweat, full drench by the time they get into the game. So it's not like it's not like a pickup game where you're pulling up to the park, you jump out your car, and you're immediately in a game. Like, that's not how it works here in the NBA. But on the bright side, because we do have some good news, is DAngelo Russell's back, right? It says he's probable. That's a good sign. That means he's back, or he should be back, right? We need D'Lo. Again, all hands on deck. D'Lo gives us another 3-level scorer, gives us another playmaker, a guy that can hit big shots, a guy that can play off the ball. He's been really good playing off the ball and playing off of LeBron James, so he's going to be huge for us in this game. Again, we need all the players we can. I'd like to see the starting five, D'Lo, Reeves, Vando, LeBron, AD. Let's get that starting five out there. Allow D'Lo to go to work, start cooking. He's missed the last game and a half or whatever because he got taken out of that game. It was all precautionary. Okay, no problem, right? I really don't have a problem with it. I know a lot of people do. I don't. It was the Rockets and it was the Jazz game. You didn't need him for either of those games. The Jazz game was a little stressful, and it shouldn't have been, but you didn't really need D'Lo for that game, right? Like, would D'Lo have helped us win by 20? Probably, but still, I mean, it still could have been the same outcome because the Lakers just didn't show up in that game. The Lakers were just like, hey, we're going to win this game, let's coast, right? So I didn't mind them resting D'Lo. Better to have him healthy. We need him for the Clipper game. The Clipper game is the important game. Clipper game is the big game. Clipper game is the game that we actually can lose. We need everybody. Everybody needs to be back. And we've been dealing with injuries all season. D'Lo's been dealing with injuries ever since he came to the Lakers. But you got to keep in mind, one, he's trying to get a contract, so he doesn't want to hurt himself. Two, the Lakers want him healthy because, one, they want to give him a contract, and two, they want him to be ready for the playoffs because they want to try to make a playoff push. But you got to play in the important games. And that's what this game is. You got the Clippers game. This is huge. This is important. This is significant. Let's go out. Let's go get this win with D'Lo. But even bigger news, arguably, literally, is Mo Bamba, right? Mo Bamba has been upgraded to probable, which is awesome. So you saw that he was upgraded yesterday to doubtful, I believe, and now he's playing, which is beautiful. Well, he's probable, but just like D'Lo, he should be playing. Probably on minute restrictions. He probably won't play a ton of minutes, but we don't really need him to. We just need a guy to come in, play 10, 15 minutes a game, be a 7-footer, actual 7-footer rather than just, Winning Gabriel. Winning Gabriel, don't get me wrong, he's been great. I like his game. I like his energy, like his toughness. But in reality, we need another real shot blocking 7-footer. Well, here you go. You got Mo Bamba, right? He's supposed to be playing. That would be nice. Would give us some shot blocking, give us some floor spacing. The Clippers have, Zoo, and they also have Mason Plumlee. So it'd be good to match up against Plumlee and Zoo, and that way it's not just AD and they're just throwing guys at AD. It's like, okay, well, we have AD. You could even play both of them together if you needed to. So that's huge, right? That's good news because we've been lacking size for a while now. And just to have Mo Bamba there, a guy who is really 7 foot, right? Has like a 7'10" wingspan. Is great at help defense. He needs to understand timing and patience, right? Defensively, but he'll get there. Just to have a big body that we can throw in down low to give Davis a spell, that would be nice. That's valuable in and of itself. And then whatever else he provides is just extra, right? If he gives us 10 points, like that's just cherry on top, right? Gives us a couple blocks, cherry on top. It's just more of like having a body out there that can help, alleviate Anthony Davis without losing actual size. So that would be nice. And you could even throw like Wynn and Gabriel down there with him because Mo Bamba's ability to shoot really helps, right? He can stretch the floor. So you can have him on offense, spread the floor a little bit so Wynn and Gabriel can play in kind of that dunker spot. And then on defense, you could have both of them just team rebounding and you're in a good spot. But also the last little, show-stopping thing is Russell Westbrook. We got to talk about Russ, right? So Russell Westbrook, it's the revenge game for him, right? He just didn't work out in LA. It happens, right? Sometimes you go places and it just doesn't really work. It's working really well for him in the Clippers. He's having his most efficient stretch ever for his career, literally. And it's because of the way that they're operating him, running him. They have shooting. The Clippers are just much better built for Russell Westbrook than the Lakers are, right? The Lakers didn't have, like, if the Lakers had the roster they have now, Russ would be a lot better. Like, I would love to see Russell Westbrook with the Laker team we have now, right? Because we actually have, like, you could throw Beasley and, Austin Reeves and, Troy Brown and then have, like a Mo Bamba or AD or something like that. Have guys that could stretch the floor and actually really knock down shots. We didn't really have that before, right? Teams were just packing the paint and making Russ have to, not even like challenging Russ at all. And that became a problem. Where on the Clippers, you see teams try to do that, but they can't, right? Because the Clippers actually have multiple guys that can knock down the three ball and just stretch the floor. It's just a different type of matchup, right? But Russell Westbrook is going to want to ball out. He's going to want to go off for like 30, 15, and 15. I think tonight, either that happens or he tries to do too much and it costs the Clippers the game. I really do. I really think that that's how this is going to go. I think either I'm not saying that even if he goes off for 30, 15, and 15, we could still beat them. But I just think either A, he has a monster game, or B, he has like a terrible game because he's trying to do too much. And you got to keep in mind, the Lakers were the one that really like established the defense to stop Russ back in the 2020 season when he was with Houston, right? The Lakers were Houston won their first round. Everyone was like, oh, the Lakers are going to lose. Like Russell Westbrook and James Harden and all that stuff. Yeah, I remember all the media and all that stuff talking about how the Lakers were going to lose to Houston because Houston can shoot the lights out. They got Russell Westbrook that could do this, that, this, and the other. And the Lakers ran the defensive scheme to shut down Russ. And that was it. They ran through that series. So, I mean, we know what we need to do. And at the end of the day, look, we have more than enough to win this matchup. More than enough to get the job done tonight, especially if everybody plays. And everyone does. It's all hands on deck tonight. You have to have these guys play. This is so important, so significant. Let's go out and get this W. But what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below.